Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay. And what do these tea leaves have to say today, Pisces? And so our card is the Queen of Discs. One of my favorites as a Virgo, of course. I love that earthy energy. Okay, and so we see, looks like we have a sighting of Anubis over here, the god Anubis. If you're not familiar, this is a Egyptian deity, a psychopomp, a guardian, the jackal-headed god in relation to the underworld, not the ruler, but a traveler of. Okay, so let's start with Anubis here. I will first say, not a sign of death, okay? I believe that in this context, in the emotional context here, we also have a sailboat right next to. There's a feeling of being close to the earth, hiding away, kind of sequestering yourself, maybe studying. These are, I would say, learning maybe a new skill set. Okay, something to do, something that is tactile. It doesn't have to be. It could be, something like coding or graphic design. I don't know. These are two things that came to mind that are not necessarily done in the physical realm exactly, but I just feel like there's this sense of wanting to be close to, I almost picture like kind of a like a hollow in the ground, not a grave, but kind of a little nook, kind of a little hobbit hole, if you will, but somewhere that feels very safe. Okay. One of my most sacred spaces I envision being kind of inside of an ancient tree that, is kind of the entrance into a subterranean laboratory. And this is the place that I go to do vision work or active imagination. And I can imagine that you have this draw to this place, not my place, but your own. And there's a sense of kind of, cuddling up into a warm embrace or blanket, or just a sense of being secure, right? And kind of getting set in there for the long night ahead, being warm and fed, kind of, reading by the fire, the firelight, and all of this, kind of seeing a visual like this in my mind, is symbolic of really returning to self. A fortifying, a incubation period. This is quite often indicative of going into these darker months in the north. Of course, I know you all in the south are going into your peak summer. You probably are already there. But hey, here in the summer, we like to darken our houses and turn on the AC a bit. So maybe you are somebody that kind of hunkers down during those hottest days and kind of, to keep cool. So, this is applicable, minus maybe the fireplace, right? So I think that, this is kind of a journey into self. And with that sailboat, I feel like this is really, again, the journey, but with the sail, and the sail is full of wind there is movement. I think that you are listening to your natural rhythms. You know what you need to do. Sometimes that's in conflict with our responsibilities. We don't have time to kind of go off and do and be, kind of away from our routines, or hard to incorporate times like this into our routines. But I do think that you have an opening for this, even if it is temporary. So take advantage of that. Make use of this time and energy. Okay, let's see. Of course, the cats get into a symphony now. They always have much to say, don't they? Okay, so we have, it looks like, I almost imagine an otter juggling. If you've ever seen a river otter, they're very cute and they can be vicious. Sea otters probably as well. They, any of those kinds of, and I think they're rodents maybe. They are cute, but if you interrupt them, especially with their babies, they will go for you. But I feel like they're, with all of this said, I feel like there's a sense of tomorrow being a new day, right? There's a lot of hope, knowing, okay? I think you feel very confident in your ability to get through the leaner seasons, the leaner cycles, and get to the places where there's much abundance. And I see that really kind of coming into actualization, into manifestation with this Queen of Discs energy. There might be a bit of figuring out which is the way to go, juggling, or kind of almost, you can imagine chasing butterflies, in this kind of optimistic, dreamy, what's the word? I don't know, a sense of awe in some way, and lighthearted, just getting into a place where you allow the universe to kind of show you that there are many ways, right? And I do think that, it's hard, right? Sometimes life is very difficult. There are all kinds of things that feel like they can be going wrong. Not always easy to just kind of force yourself into appreciating the fine beauty of life. But, I think that in this cycle, there is a place where the Queen of Discs really, the Earth Mother, kind of creates an embrace, creates a sense of well-being and security, even in the knowledge that things will shift, right? There's a brutality to this mother as well. And that's, you can see that in the natural occurrence of weather cycles and so on. But there's a space that she creates for us to be kind of those young, doe-eyed, daydreaming, following our will, if you can imagine a bunch of children in a field kind of running after the bugs and looking at the flowers and laughing and skipping and so on, this energy that we are allotted, we must take advantage of going into it. I think so often it's easy to be so wound up in our responsibilities, being adults. I imagine most of you listening are adults, and it's hard to release ourselves of the constructs of adulting. And so to be silly, to be free, to be whimsical and all of this seems like almost a dalliance or something that is foolish or a waste of time. But I truly believe the more of this energy we allow into our lives, allow ourselves to engage in, the closer to flow we get. And flow really is that thing that brings ease and contentment to our lives. If you can imagine, maybe kind of a Zen or a Buddhist, Taoist kind of take on surrendering yourself to the river, being like that leaf that falls into the river and is taken away by the current. Okay? It is foolish to fight the way, because the way always wins, right? Something to think about while you are on this journey into self here. And we see up here I keep thinking, we have these beautiful creatures. They look like they're dancing. They're enjoying themselves. They're holding hands. I believe that there is an opportunity to find yourself within community, okay? You can make the decision to stand on the outside looking in, apart from everybody else, which I understand. That's usually what I choose because I feel safer there. But as you come into this place of kind of being off on your own, working on your interests, your passions, your work, don't miss the opportunity for small reprieves. I'm not saying you have to go out and be the most social person ever, but if you get invited to dinner or, there's an opportunity to maybe, go to some kind of celebration of some kind, some family gathering or what have you, this might be something to think about doing. Just get yourself kind of a little bit of an influx of outside energies, okay? And hello, Pudgy. Come on, buddy. You want to come down here on my lap? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Start singing him some ODB here. Come on. Mister. We have so much to do today. I got to get my readings going. All right. Go on now. Don't put a hole in my dress, please. Thank you. they love to hold, both of these cats just love to hold on to me so much like a little baby. They put holes in all my clothes, and I have a going out dress on. Not a going out like partying, but a going out to a little function, and I can't have holes in that thing. Okay, so we also have here, it looks like I see a person standing kind of on their tippy toes, and they're holding what looks like an acorn. So I think that, and also I see a person underneath kind of jumping up to grab something there by the foot. And I feel like it's almost a sense of being in cooperation and maybe going out on a little walk. I mean, quite literally going out, just having a little fun, collecting some natural materials, you know, and there's this kind of, how should I describe it? It's like a play group that we're in, and there is somebody who facilitates it, and we were talking about collecting some, you know, little natural artifacts. The kids were, and their rule was, if you only see, you know, 1, 2, 3 of something, then we leave it be. We can even take a picture if we want, but we don't pick it. We don't pick it up. We leave it. If we see over 100 of something, then, you know, that's okay. So there's 100 leaves on the ground, 100 acorns on the ground. You may be able to borrow one, okay? So, yes, maybe going out, finding some beautiful things for yourself. I'm envisioning maybe you have a child, maybe you have somebody like a, you know, a partner or a good friend, or maybe this is, you know, your animal that likes to go out on little walks with you, your furry companion. But yeah, go out and find a few things. Why don't you make yourself something, you know, beautiful and sacred to kind of memorialize this beautiful time. I'm all about making our own sacred objects, you know, and decorating your house. There's a meme that I saw years ago that was like something like, you know, whatever, people going to stores to get their decorations, and, you know, me, I go out and, or, you know, they go out, they find like a animal bone or a pretty rock, and they're like, is this a decoration? Is this a decoration for us? Yeah, and that's me. I am definitely like an almost 4-year-old that's like, oh, I found a cool stick. I'm going to bring it home and put it on my porch. So, you know, I fully support you going out and doing the same. All right, so we have here also the rabbit. We're still in the year of the rabbit, if you can believe it. It feels like this year has gone so fast, yet for so long, right? So this is a sign of abundance, and I feel like in this space, this is emotional, but I think because touching its toe into this spiritual zone right here, we have a lot of passion, inspiration, creativity, and so a really good time to be creating. Also, let's see, and I'm coming back to this area here. I see a person walking. I see some more people. I really think that there is a kind of, you know, calling to go outside, to be out into the outside world. You know, I think that there will be some an instinct to stay indoors right now. I feel like there really is that kind of nesting, kind of getting things ready for just kind of hanging out inside for you know, periods of time, and that's understandable. You know, I am starting to get our house ready for the long winter, And that includes making more spaces and, you know, switching things out for, you know, games and things that will keep us entertained and stuff. But I think, you know, we can easily forget that we still need to be getting outside, getting that fresh air, intentional movement, communing with the beings outside, those backyard spirits. Go talk to the birds, say hello to some squirrels. They might start talking back to you. Mine definitely do. When I go outside, they start making all kinds of chatter. Probably they're saying, hey, there's that lady with the food. She might have her cat in the window. Watch out. All right. So we have we have a bird, a messenger bird here. And let's see, we have, it almost looks like a hand holding maybe the Ace of Wands. And I just see kind of a movement here. So, you know, I think that this corresponds with that creativity, that fiery, creative energy kind of flowing. Also that draw to kind of the warmth of it, you know, the idea of having the fire going inside, that nice warmth and coziness. So, you know, I really think that, along with that, because we have the messenger bird, and we have a messenger cat here, because we have that messenger bird as well, I would say please keep your eye to the dreams, to the symbols, the signs, the beautiful synchronicities coming up in your life, because those are going to be really important. They are the tidbits of the unconscious ocean of abstracts, of the collective unconscious, sacred symbols, sacred geometries, whatever, all of those things kind of popping up. And those are the little fragments we weave together to create our, not only our art, our stories, our, you know, how we live our lives, our beliefs about the world, but we really do create consensus reality with these things. We weave together the landscape that we kind of exist within in our waking life. Okay, so it all filters through those unconscious interior you know, places. And as you can get good at choosing what do you want in your life, this is manifesting, this is becoming the magician, the world creator, right? It takes time and effort, of course, but it's there, and you have the keys. Okay, and you know, Pisces, you're very you're profoundly psychic, very intelligent, very capable. I think often where we run into trouble, Pisces, is staying on task, okay? Getting into places of melancholy, disinterest, being kind of put off by people's interference, okay? So I think, you know, the really big thing is setting boundaries with people, you know, you don't have to be rough with them emotionally or with your words, but letting them know, I don't want you involved. This is my thing, you know, this is, you know, I did not ask for your input. I'm not taking critiques about how I'm living or what I'm doing, you know, this kind of energy. And I found you know, I have certain places where in recovery, right? With recovery people, within mental health dynamics, you know, people who are like my support system. You know, my husband, of course, my daughter. These are people who I will take notes from, right? Unless I ask anybody else, I do not care what you think, or, you know, or what you think I should be doing, I guess. I care what you think, but I do not care what you think about me, is what I should say. And so, you know, and that doesn't have to be, it can be a strong energy. It does not have to be cruel to others. It's okay for us to put up that boundary. And I think that's, you know, I think that Pisces, you are often affected by other people's kind of interference and input. And I think just creating an environment where, you know, instead of having to navigate how you feel about those things, just that you're not receiving any. I don't want input about this, you know, and that can be hard with family and stuff. But, you know, you have to kind of create an ongoing dynamic, I think. Okay. So we have the Divine Doors cards, and I'm going to go ahead and just, they're my favorite right now. I really love these. They're like really inspirational little things on the back, and I love doors. I'm just obsessed with sacred doors in general, or doors, any doors. So I'm just going to stop where it feels right. All right. Very nice. We have, it is the outer, I think it's called the outer porch, usually of a temple. Okay. And the outer porch is usually that, it's an open area that surrounds the interior building. And, these are like corridors. Okay. And these are, beautiful spaces. Okay. So, it says patience. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. And these say, pass this card on. These are meant to be shared. I use them for reading, so I don't share them. But I should get another deck so I can. But I love these. I'd have a hard time sharing them anyways, to be honest. But yeah, they are gorgeous. Okay, Pisces, I want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and the algorithm kind of decides everything about everything. So we like to give it the engagement that it wants. And those are things like liking the video, watching the readings from the beginning to the end, what's that? Oh, sharing on other social media platforms. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. They mean so much to me. They are a huge part of why I do these readings. I love to get to know you. You all are wonderful, and I love you. So I will talk to you in just a few more days. We'll have another Pisces reading. In the meantime, you can watch your other placements. And with that, I will say bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.